Welcome back to the channel. The kids are finally back at school. So we had a bit of a drama in regards to that one. My youngest one only managed to spend one day at school until he was asked to take some time off. So he's back today and we're back in the Lego room. So let's jump straight into what's happened in the past, what was it, 3 weeks now, I think it is. So we've expanded the room right to the walls now. We'll take a look at that in a minute. We've added a few new buildings. And we're getting ready for some extra Lego tables to be put in. And even more expansions going on. So first off, we'll take a quick look at what we've done so far. So this entire side. So I'll pop a quick graphic up. That's what it was, and this is what it is now. So now we've got our prison all sorted out. We haven't quite got the bridge in yet, so I may move that down yet. We've got our slaughter swamp stand-in for the moment, so I'm hoping to expand this out a little bit more and get some trees and things in there and get Killer Croc's little lair sorted. So I'm just using that Chima set for his layout currently, so I might make that a little bit bigger. We'll just see how we go. And we've got a hidden side prison there as well that's haunted, so really excited to get this area going in the next couple of weeks. And right down the end here we've got our second ports. This is the tricorder of the Gotham City layout, and this is our secondary harbour, and we'll be connecting that through with the train tracks across to here in the near future. So that's exciting to get that finally in. So we'll pop over to the other side now. Right down the end here. So we're getting a bridge design sorted out here. And so we've got our temporary bridge just sitting there for the moment. And that way we'll be able to race our cars from this side right the way through the city. Right down to the end there. And coming down this side, so we've got 2 tiers in now. I'm using that for storage underneath there for all the extra Batman stuff that I have. And the hope is to get a road here from Wayne Manor, connect that up down the side here to Gru's house, and that continues into the secondary town that's on the side here. And we've got another building to go in this spot here to cover up Gru's lair underneath, which we're about to start working on as well. And then this connects down to this section, and the airport will continue along to here. The other thing we've got going is we've got our stadium, well, built for the moment, but what we're planning on doing, because it's actually a game on the inside. So that way, this was one of the bits from one of the soccer sets from many years ago, and that way we can kick the ball around. We can play a game. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to be able to take this side off so that we can access it better and then put that side on. So I plan on pulling this whole entire side off and putting some studs underneath so that we can pop that off and we can play with that later. So really excited to get that one going. The kids are excited, but really enjoy playing it. But it's a bit tricky for leaning over the edge now, especially with our table being a bit higher. The old table this used to be in was much lower. The next one we've got is we've put in our train yard. So we're probably going to put a few more tracks. So I'm thinking about another short track in just here and another, so moving this over and then having another line through here. And then I need to swap this section out for a little road that I've got, and I've got a stand-in board here for the moment that connects into the fairgrounds that's on the side here. And we've just started working on getting a little harbour area in there for the yacht club. So we'll need to turn, this is our zoo here, so we're going to need to turn that around so that it connects onto the road that runs just behind it there. So down the back we haven't done too much. We've been sorting out the train tracks a little bit more. We really need to get these two straight. And then there's a highway that's going to run from the corner of the airport terminal here right down into the city, and then splits out to both ways. So, and that's one of the other things we've been doing is working on the bridges and where those placements of those bridges are going to go in the city now that we're starting to get all the roads in. So one of the things we've done is we moved this train track so it's a bit closer to the Arkham Asylum. Before I do the rock work on that, I need to move it this way a bit and probably move the bank here completely out of that section so there's a bit more room. And that way I can continue the road here and have a bridge cut across and then another bridge cut across that goes underneath the main road. So this little section here is going to be a zigzag of all these different tiered layered roads, especially since there is a train track that runs right across here on their elevated train line. And the same goes for this area. So that's got to go underneath and across. And we've got a little placeholder for the moment. We've got the little up building sitting here. So we can get a building in here at some point in the next couple of weeks. So that's on the cards. And speaking of buildings, we've got one more extra building. We've got this big black and gold building here. That is our new jewelry store that was converted from the Catwoman chase set from the Lego Batman movie series. It was a tiny little building. I'll pop it up in a graphic, and then we made that into a larger building. So I'll probably do a video of that at some point. Now on this side here, we've been working out where our roads go before we go raising these areas up and building bridges. So what we'll do is underneath the hospital here, we'll turn that into a level car park, and there's a road on the other side that'll connect on from these ones and runs across the park behind these buildings, and that'll come across and join into this section of the city. So talking about this building here is we use the rest of the parts to build two new buildings over here from that set. So since we already had a jewelry store, this is actually the bits that are left over from that Catwoman set. We built this one from the last video, and we've built him a hospital for my youngest son. So he's got his new ambulance, and he's got his hospital, and he's over here, he's got his ambulance airplane that's at the Lego Friends airport. The reason why I've been doing these buildings for him, because they're nice and small, he can pick them up, they're nice and strong. And what I've been doing is using those thicker pieces that are quite strong for him to pick up, so that way he can carry it around, because he loves walking around and taking them outside and playing with them. So that size seems really good. He's 6 years old, and he absolutely loves these things. So that's pretty much what we've been doing for the construction part. And down the back here, we've been getting ready to do some more expansions. So we've got our string lines in here. That's just to give me an idea of the heights of the new shelving units that are going to go into the back here. So this should give us about another, probably another 16 meters of table. If I do two tiers here with some storage on top, and underneath here, because this is about 1 meter high, and we're going to go right out to this edge here. I'm going to put my Nexo Knights area here. So I've got quite a bit of Nexo Knights. We've probably got another 20 boxes sitting underneath the Lego room. And if we pop back over this side, we've got some really big news going on, because what's happening is this whole wall is going to go. So we're actually building another building. Currently my wife's stuff's actually on the other side of this wall. So she's going to build a new building, which should give us another 40 square meters of space to play in that area. Now we're just waiting on the council, so I'd say, knowing our luck, probably about another 2 months, maybe 3, and then we should start to expand this area out. So for the moment, we'll probably take out these 2 tables here and this center section of the framing, push that right out and move the TV and all that down the back there. So we've got a center cinema, and then build the secondary areas. And the very last thing we've been working on is the rest of the framing for the Batmobile here, / our Lego table. And getting ready for ordering the parts for the rest of that. So we've got part of our front framing in now. I'm going to chop this front off. I'm going to put a new top on that runs all the way to the edge here. So we've got a much larger building area. And then we can start putting getting the paneling ready for it. And I'd love to get a bit more shaping on the front here as well, and sort out the inside of the simulator there once we get a chance. So that's on the cards for the next few weeks. Quite a lot of work to do. Hopefully now that all the kids are at school, I'm not sure for how long that's going to be, but fingers crossed. So that's where we're at. So until next time, keep on building and God bless.